right. You ready to do this, bud?
Sure.
Fucking A. Count of three. 1, 2, 3. What's up, good people? Welcome to Tuggy Talk 2.0. That's right. We got an upgrade, folks. We respect our character, all that fun shit. So basically, if you don't in the know, I started Tuggy Talk off as a weekly news pop culture podcast, where I talked about movies, video games, this, that, and the other. I did about 8 episodes, and I realized not so much my thing. Wasn't really feeling it. So I decided. I thought about it. Like, what kind of podcast do I really like listening to? And other than the movie review podcast is what we do with my guest here, who I will get to in just a moment. Excuse me. I was like, well, I really like the interview style podcast, just like the one-on-one, like people talking to other people about, just hearing different people's stories, about their life or whatever. And I was like, well, fuck. I really want to still do Tuggy Talk, and it makes more sense, Tuggy Talk, to have someone and just, I feel, conversate with. So, that being said, hi YouTube. Our first video, possibly, if this all goes well. We'll see how the audio and all that shit syncs up when I get it edited. Here we are, episode 1 of Tuggy Talk 2.0. You may have heard it in the most recent episode of 35 Years in Movies. I promoted this one, and I said the first guest was going to be my beautiful badass wife, Crystal. Well, we ended up having to reschedule, which she will be on next week, but that's all right. Because I got my little brother, one of my best friends ever, my co-host for 35 Years in Movies. You may have heard his voice. Moo, folks. Say what's up.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
How you doing, bud?
Good.
Yeah?
Working.
Fuck yeah.
Living. Trying to stay busy, Playing disc golf.
Yeah?
Playing too much Conan.
Dude, your guys' base on that game is insane.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I've just been watching a lot of listening to a lot of podcasts and listening to a lot of there was a Rogan one recently. That was pretty good. And a couple science-y ones kind of shit.
Hell yeah.
Time Suck, obviously, still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They did a Helen Keller one. That was interesting. Ooh. The Life of Helen Keller.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool to listen to. She's the chick that escaped from the Nazis and hid in the attic, right?
Helen Keller, I think so.
I don't.
Shout out. I don't want to say yes or no because I don't actually.
People are probably screaming at me, but shout out to anyone that gets that reference. Hint, it's a Kevin Smith reference from a Kevin Smith movie. No, I know who Helen Keller is. She's the deaf, dumb, blind chick, and had the lady that.
Yeah, apparently she grew up really in a poor environment, and she didn't. It took her forever to get into a deaf, dumb, and blind school that was actually good. So in the beginning, she was kind of in almost like an insane asylum kind of place where they had disabled people living and stuff back in those days.
Oh wow!
You know how they would keep them out of kind of stuff autism and Asperger's.
Any kind of mental illness you showed, you were pretty much locked up in a fucking asylum back then.
Yeah, so I guess eventually she got to some kind of good school, and they that's how she learned everything she learned basically, and had a good life from that point on. But I think just till she was 14.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch the movie?
I don't think so.
I forget what it's called. I remember watching it in high school for some history class.
I was trying to think about that the other day of what I watched in high school for those kind of movies, and it was I definitely remember watching Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. And then I was trying to remember the one, which I think is the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. But what's the one where the guy grabs the lady too hard and breaks her neck or something?
Oh, we were talking about Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men, yeah. That's the one I was trying to remember because me and Joe were talking about it the other day.
George, show me the rabbits, George.
Because it was the one where he has to shoot him at the end.
Yeah.
And I was I couldn't remember the name of it, and I kept wanting to say the wrong fucking thing.
Yeah, it's such a sad movie. But anyway, we got a little on to the beginning of this banter. I'm going to try to start these off with just a couple quick questions, and not even really questions. Well, I guess so. Anyway, woo! Here we go. So I know you, and I know what you do. But those listening and anybody who stumbles upon this on YouTube, they might not know you or know what you do. So go ahead and tell people who you are real quick, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Well, my name's Matthew Tugman, aka Moo, mainly known as Moo. I'm a line cook. Went to culinary school. Do that as profession mainly.
Really fucking good cook.
Play fuck ton of video games usually.
Yeah.
Disc golf in the nicer weather, but
For sure.
not a whole lot anymore right now until I get like my feet back on me again. But other than that, doing pretty solid and everything. Got to get figure out about the Gus situation. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, poor Gus.
He's not. I don't know. It's hard because he seems okay, and then like at the same time, it's like, dude, he's fucking old.
He's so old.
It's a
He's
tough
older.
situation.
I mean, he's older than Hardley and Libby.
Yeah.
And they're already gone. So like.
But it's weird because he's still up and moving around, like eating and shit. So it's like weird to be like, let's just put him down, but he seems okay.
He's right until I think with that cat, until you get to the point where he's not moving.
Yeah.
Where he just lays. That's all he does.
Yeah.
He gets up to go get water, and that's it.
And he's always just slept fucking anyway. Like, all the time.
I mean, that's a fucking cat for you. Like,
right.
In fucking Callie, Crystal's cat, just that's all she does.
Mm-hmm.
She sleeps, and then we feed her, and she eats, and shits, and goes back to sleep.
Sounds like a boring life for a cat, though.
Well, I mean, they obviously enjoy it, solitude, I guess. So, but yeah, fuck, that's rough.
Yeah.
I hope he gets better.
Figure it out, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get better.
No, that's a good point.
It's just a slow
Probably
climb.
not. Yeah.
See what happens over the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Loss sucks, dude. Losing Libby, losing Hardley, and
yeah. But it's bound to happen. Like, so, I mean, it still makes it hard. It's still hard, I guess, but it makes it a little bit easier knowing that, like, even if you have an animal, like, eventually, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen eventually, yeah. And that's and even with humans, that's
But we know the lifespans are a lot longer for that, so it's not
there's
as
that,
much,
Right, no, yeah, for sure. But at the same time, fucking, we lost so many people last year.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to the Tuggy Talk episodes if you feel like I did an Honor the Dead segment where I talked about all the folks that passed, including our father.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, fuck. Dead air. That's great.
Yeah.
I'll edit that.
Well, what's new? What's new in your realm of interest of things?
Well,
anything you're watching?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going through Z Nation again. That's a pretty fun show.
That's like an older one, right?
It's a zombie show from Sci-Fi. I steered away from it at the beginning because when it first started, because I was like, well, it's Sci-Fi and their movies are fucking garbage. So
right.
Their shows can't be any better.
I mean, sometimes the movies are like entertaining in their own shitty way.
It's surprisingly, it's a really good show. I like it better than The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take itself as seriously. There's a lot of humor.
That's fair.
They know they're fucking zombies. Like, zombies exist. It's basically like our world, but zombies fucking hit. So they call them Z's, zombies.
They just like live with it.
Pretty much. It's like 3 years after the outbreak and whatnot, and it's this group of survivors, and this military guy comes rolling in with this prisoner guy, and he's like, I need help. I got to get this guy to California to the CDC. And they're like, well, why? It's like, well, you find out the guy's name is Murphy. Maybe he's pretty much like one of the main characters of the whole show. And he has been bitten 8 times by zombies.
But not turned.
But he never turned.
Okay.
But because he was given an experimental cure, like right as the outbreak was happening down in the city, he was a prisoner who volunteered for this whatever. And then, when they administered it to him, and then fucking zombies came and fucking bit him, and then they left. And then he survived all his wounds. And then later on, so basically they get in and they're like, okay, well, we're going to help you get to California. And they got a fucking pretty decent, cool group. It's got, what's that fucking kid from, do you remember Dead Man on Campus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not, Zach from fucking Saved by the Bell, but the other guy, the other main character, that guy.
The one that hung himself?
No, not Cliff. No, the other guy that's trying to get the A's with him.
Oh,
his
yeah.
roommate, the one that's like a straight edge, they turned him into a stoner or whatever. Well, I can't remember his name right off the bat, but I got Google right here. I could look if I wanted to. Fuck it.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So yeah, he's in it, and then there's a. Sorry, folks. Give me a minute. There, Tom Everett Scott.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's in it. So basically, he's like an army general, and then there's this girl named Warren right here. She's pretty badass. She was also a lieutenant in the military. This guy Doc, he's fucking cool. He's your like typical old school hippie. Still, he's done every drug and man, like
comedy relief kind of thing.
Super fucking rad dude though, like hella cool. Then you got what's her name? Addie. She's a pretty badass. She's my favorite.
Okay.
She's got this fucking like metal. She gets this metal baseball bat that's got big ass spikes on it. There's this guy DJ Walsh from The New Guy.
Yeah.
The skinny guy. He plays Citizen Z, which is this guy that's kept up in like this Northern Lights fucking like military base all by himself, and he is in contact periodically with the group trying to get them to CDC. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then this guy Keith Allen is Murphy. He plays the fucking dude with the zombie bits and all that. And throughout the series, you start to see the virus that he took and the zombie virus itself doing something weird, and it starts to mutate him. His skin starts to change color and shit, and he gets all blue. And then eventually he starts to get like telepathic powers where he can start controlling fucking zombies.
Oh, okay.
And make them like do whatever he wants.
And that's from like the virus maybe mutating.
That's from the virus and the cure thing. Something that just made him immune basically, like
immune, but maybe they're trying to make like a super soldier or some shit out of prisoners.
Maybe. But at the same time he can also bite people
and turn them
and then control them.
Oh, okay.
And,
do they have to turn to zombies first?
They don't turn into a zombie. They turn into more like where's the girl? This girl right here. She plays Cassandra. She ends up getting bit by Murphy because she's about to die or something. Or so I can't remember specifically why he bit. But anyway, she turns into more like a primal fucking like version of herself. Like she barely speaks English. She's more like she's super fucking strong because of Murphy's gift. She basically gets kind of like his shit too. So she's like fucking fast as shit and like way strong. So it's pretty cool. And then fucking. Harold Perrin was in it. He was what's his name in Sons of Anarchy.
I remember that guy.
Emilio Rivera Alvarez from the Mayans and Sons of Anarchy and also Mayans. There's a lot of freaking names. This guy though, Nat Zhang, that's 10K. That kid is cool as shit. He's a super rad character.
Part of the group, I assume.
Yes, he's one of the members of the group. His whole thing is he wants to kill 10,000 zombies. That's why he calls himself 10K.
Okay.
Because people always ask him, why's your name 10K? He's like, because I'm going to kill 10,000 zombies. That's how many zombies I'm going to kill. And throughout the whole series, as he's going along, it's kind of like the Legolas, Gimli thing in Lord of the Rings. Like, he's counting 4,324, 4,325.
Does he have any people that are counting against him?
No, he's the only one that's counting. And, like, one girl asks him, like, what do you do when you get to 10,000? Change my name. It's pretty fucking cool.
Turned into like 20K or something.
Yeah, no shit, huh? It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. I've heard of it. I think you've talked about it before.
Yeah, I think I have. But other than that, that's really all I've been watching. I've been playing a little bit of WWE 2K22. That whole shit that I was talking about earlier with WWE going down right now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I
wonder if it's planned or if it's like just a...
Dude, it's weird, because
nowadays a lot of that, like, they plan a lot of that.
I know. That's why I'm trying to like, is this a
and maybe
war?
Vince was just like, oh, I'm going on vacation for a while. I'll be back.
6 months by, and then I'm coming back.
And Shane's like, I don't want to run this shit.
No, yeah, Shane, that's the thing. Shane's just taking care of his family. Like
Yeah.
Stephanie was co-CEO, and now she's fucking out apparently.
Well, Triple H is like the head right now, right?
He's like head of creative or something like that,
Oh,
like
okay.
like head director of creative or some shit. But yeah, it's crazy. There's rumors of them selling the WWE, and like it's fucking weird, dude. I don't.
That seems weird because I feel like they're still pretty lucrative on like their end of things. I feel like wrestling's still pretty big.
Oh yeah, I mean you got WWE, you got AEW. There's
well, maybe
ROH.
that's the thing is there's so many more now that people are watching or something that maybe.
Well, I think since AEW premiered like almost 4 years ago, I think now. Yeah, wrestling's. I mean, Jericho and Tony Khan have fucking made that fucking
right,
and Jericho just keeps putting people over, dude. Like he is the fucking man, dude. Like he's lost the last 2 matches because that's what you do. You're the legend. You think somebody's got a fucking shot in this business. You put him over. You let him fucking pin you. You let him win. Get that big fucking win for them. Get them up, hyped. And he fucking does that. And he doesn't care. He'll lie down if it makes sense. He'll lie down if it makes sense. He's not no fucking Hulk Hogan who's going to be like, I don't fucking lie down for anybody.
Yeah.
I have creative control of my entire character. I don't fucking lie. I put a poll up. I was doing on Twitter a tag team tournament thing. I just wrote a bunch of tag teams down. I was like, I'm going to do this tournament and just put a poll up and see who gets the better votes and just make the brackets down and see who's the best tag team out of these ones. And I put the Mega Powers versus Harlem Heat. Remember Harlem Heat?
Yeah.
Booker T and Stevie Ray from WCW. And then the Mega Powers from, of course, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. And one of the guys I follow called Mike the Ref, he's a wrestling dude that follows Adam Blank also, member of the game. He goes, I hit the mic. He's like, does Hulk Hogan have, get to politic at all? And I commented, I was like, no. He has no creative control. And then he clicks and he goes, oh, so he walks out then. That makes it super easy. And he goes, my vote. So he obviously voted for Harlem Heat. But I think I have to do that one over because I only got a couple votes. Literally 2, 1 per fucking thing.
Really?
At a tie right now, so I'm going to re-fucking do that one. But it was just super funny. It was like, no,
right.
Fucking jeez.
Fucking jeez.
Yeah, fucking wrestling, dude. I think I'm slowly getting Harley into it.
The games or like the actual
I got her to start playing 2K22, and she was just bugging me while I was in there earlier. Daddy, come on, I want to play the wrestling game. She likes playing as the females, so I set her up like a huge match. I put her in a fucking ladder match as Asuka, which is this Japanese chick, fucking badass, and it was her against I think she was doing like a 6-man ladder match, and she was fucking getting in there and doing her thing. And then earlier, and that was yesterday, and she was doing good, and then she handed it to me. She goes, "Daddy, can you finish this?" And I fucking bam, went up there and fucking got the money in the bank briefcase, fucking won for her, and she got all super happy. But earlier she was in there, and she was actually, I'm trying to get her to get, because she's got small hands, so the PS4 controller is really fucking big for her. But I'm trying to get her, to use the
learn how to use it. Yeah.
And she's actually getting to the point where she understands, square next to the punch buttons, this is the grapple, this picks them up. And she can't quite reach the shoulder buttons yet, so it's like a shoulder, she need, because in that game you have to press R2 and then either square or X to do your signature finisher.
Okay.
So when I see it pop up for her, I'll just hold R2 and press that button real quick. Boom! And she was fucking whooping ass on that game, dude. She was kicking ass. She was playing as Stephanie McMahon, funnily enough.
Oh, really?
And she was in a table match. And she hit her finisher twice on this bitch, right? And she got 2 out of the 3. No, she got all 3 of because they'll do highlights at the end of matches. They'll give you 3 to 5 highlights, depending on how good it was.
Right.
And she got all 3 highlights. She hit Stephanie's first finisher, then because Stephanie does the pedigree in this now. And so she hit the first finisher, and then she hit the same chick with the fucking pedigree, and then that chick got pissed off and finally grabbed fucking Harley as Stephanie and fucking put it right through the fucking table. And Harley's like, "What happened?" I was like, "You lost, baby. Sorry." She goes, "Oh," I was like, "Nah, don't worry. it happens. You'll get
Right.
retribution. Like, don't worry about wins or losses. Did you have fun? She goes, yeah. I was like,
That's fucking cool.
and then I asked her, I was like, would you be interested? It's like, I was telling her, I was like, I was talking about like this because at one point I was telling her a little bit of background about like Undertaker, like Stone Cold and stuff like that, and how I hadn't really watched wrestling now that I thought about it for like really like kept up with it.
Oh, I haven't watched it in
for
so
like
long.
20 some years.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, because I stopped in about 2002,
Mm-hmm.
like right after the invasion angle and shit, and they went to like the
kind of like
ruthless
weird.
aggression. When Brock Lesnar started getting introduced, John
Yeah.
Cena and Randy Orton, Batista, and all that, like I stopped watching. So yeah, I realized I was like, fuck, that's like 20 fucking years I haven't watched
Right.
wrestling, and it's crazy. So I asked her, I was like, well, you seem to be into this. I was like, they have a WOW women's wrestling that comes on every once in a while on the TV too. That's like just strictly women's wrestling.
Oh, really?
And it looks pretty cool too.
Is it
So,
like an actual like production?
yeah,
like,
it's a
budget?
production,
It
like
looks pretty good.
like televised production
Wow.
on TV. Yeah,
That's cool. Really? What?
I want to say it's on CW,
Oh, okay.
which makes sense, I guess. But I asked her, since you seem to like this, would you at any time want to maybe watch wrestling?
Right.
She goes, yeah, maybe. I was like, okay, cool. She, yeah. Oh yeah, take that one. Yeah, no, she